Long ago, between the player base, they are divided. Between them are the casual players and the competitive player. If barriers were to be broken, where one goes to the other game mode, there will be disastrous consequences. And between them, their playstyles, their thought process, their their capability of being sheeped is different from the other. So, it's me, Randomized User, and today I'll be talking about as to why the casual player base has not improved. Pretty much you've noticed that casual players have not improved by one bit. Well, to you at least. Or to me at least. And compared to a ranked player, they see ranked players' tactic as strange to them, while it does make perfect sense. They've been trying to avoid these tactics just to have fun. Anyway, let me just get straight to the point. Number 1, the roles. Supposedly, we have roles like the seer and the vigilante, and their intention behind them is to help new players. Or do they? Supposedly, we're teaching players with unbalanced roles, and I even have dedicated video on the seer and the vigilante. And they aren't really teaching when it comes to improving their playstyle. So, are you actually teaching them on improvement, or are you teaching them on just winning? And the fact that most of the unbalanced roles, such as the seer, vigilante, night watchman, and pacifist, and etc., are banned from rank, this implies that the developers acknowledge that these roles are unbalanced. So, why are they still roaming around in any other game mode that is not unranked? And why are they remained unchanged? And the fact that you acknowledge that these roles are unbalanced, why are you not doing anything about that? And besides, are you really teaching the player how to improve, or are you really teaching them on just winning? And you have another game like Town of Salem where they have roles that are a bit stronger than in Wolvesville, but have extra risk, and especially considering the fact that they don't have the crutches of seer or vigilante, and considering that Town of Salem vigilante is 3 kill power, and it's going to be pain when you have the vigilante as your first role. And mind you that they're actually improving their gameplay. And besides, the new players in Wolvesville hasn't even improved, especially reaching beyond the point where they know the roles. Well, that's because they have unbalanced roles, whereas they are discouraged, or they think that they need this role as a win condition. And besides, you have players that have left the game after their 5th game because of unbalanced role, considering that they came from other games. Number 2, the playstyle. I'm going to be honest, us as a community are at fault for this. If someone were to do a strategy like Gunner Aura, roll calling, climbing day 1, and etc., well, we would discourage it because we find it rather unfun or strange or unusual, and you want to have fun. But the thing is, where is the fun with passive gameplay relying on information and thinking that vigilante or gunner are supposed to do roll call? And remember, your whole point of playing is to win by your win condition. And you should also improve, when you're actually not doing any of these tactics, you're actually hindering your team, especially with passive gameplay or relying on the informers. And I'm going to be brutally honest, but I actually think that new Town of Salem players that played their 10th match actually play better than a level 1000 in Wolvesville, considering that they have played for a very long time. And that's because they've been learning the hard way, whereas they have been learning from solid players and seeing how the game is played and how it works. And even then, you don't really learn anything from Wolvesville when you are actually new, because when you're playing, everyone is really passive and there is unbalanced role compared to Town of Salem. Because like in Town of Salem, you barely have any unbalanced role, and your new role could be a jailer or a vigilante, while in Wolvesville you pretty much have unbalanced role like the seer, vigilante, and etc. 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 So now I ask this question again: if you, as an experienced player, want to improve players' playstyle, why are you discouraging them from using tactics? And why is their unbalanced role still roaming around in Wolvesville? And so, what about players potentially interested in competitive play? Well, they have 50 wins and they're going to join ranked. But like I said, us as a community are at fault for this, because when a player is potentially interested in ranked and they've made a mistake or two, you told them to go back to quick game, or discourage them or flame them, which is not good. And even then, you don't learn anything from passive gameplay, which occurs in quick game. Anyway, this is the end of the video, and I actually hope you enjoyed this video, even though it does feel more of a ranting than an actual feedback. But I've honestly seen an issue with the player base, considering especially with casual player base and the competitive player base. And if you actually enjoyed this video, why not like, and if you enjoy the overall content, why not subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.